Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of Stand Your Ground Saturday here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I'm, as always, your host here, the Ohio Patriot. Was hoping to have a panel tonight, but unfortunately, I don't know what's going on. If everybody's out of it or whatever the case be, or if they're just still chilling out in Matt's back chat. Or I know Duke's he's going to go live here in a few minutes, so I don't know if he's going to talk about what's going on in Michigan right now, because apparently at some point today, in both Maine and Michigan, I don't know if it was the government activating fucking MK Ultra agents to go on mass killing sprees or what the hell's going on there. Because, you had active shooters and / killing sprees in both Michigan and Maine here in the last 18 hours now. It very much feels reminiscent of about 5 years ago when you had El Paso and Dayton in the time span of about 15 hours with each other there, give or take. This is all from breaking news alert people's or raw news alerts is what it is there. So we had for the main one, which was about 18, 19 hours ago, and this guy put this up. Here's what it was. It says, breaking, multiple houses have been set on fire caused by active shooter gunman as he is on a shooting rampage, shooting towards police while propane tanks are exploding. So numerous law enforcement and emergency personnel were on the scene in Auburn, Maine, responding to an active shooter. Gunman was on a rampage, targeting police and setting off propane tanks to explode, which have caused at least 3 houses to catch fire. Said officials are keeping their distance as they do not know the shooter's location. Said numerous shots have been fired, and it's not known if anyone in the area has been injured. Said there is no word on casualties at the time. So state police tactical teams are evacuating houses and conducting a house-to-house search. Situation is still developing, and that was as of, like I said, about 16, 17 hours ago is what it was. Something might have been updated since then, I'm not sure. But yeah, the most recent one was as of about 4 hours ago, give or take, in Michigan. You had people at a splash pad. For those who know what that is basically like a water park kind of thing is what it is, in like these different parks around the country. It's usually done by governments is what it is there. You had somebody walk up to one of those, I guess, and start shooting people then, including kids. And it's like, thanks a lot, Gretchen Whitmer, for creating gun-free zones in Michigan, you fucking cunt. And I'm not even going to lie to you. I'll call her out right now. Her and every single Democrat that pushed every single anti-gun law in Michigan in the last year or so, dude, all need to be brought up on charges of accessory, both before and after the fact with this bullshit, dude. And if they're not, we need to fucking seriously hold their feet to the fire at this point, dude, for this shit. Because this is a bunch of garbage entirely, dude. So... yeah, what this one said here was, going to the first one here. This is from about, like I said, about 4 hours ago, give or take. It says, law enforcement are responding to active shooter at Spencer Park, Water Park, as multiple people have been shot and injured. It says currently numerous law enforcement and other agencies, emergency personnel are on scene. Responding to active shooter Spencer Park splash pad in Rochester Hills, Michigan. Says multiple injuries have been reported, but the exact number is unknown at the time. So witnesses describe the scene as chaotic, with people scrambling for safety as gunfire erupted. Police are asking and warning the public to avoid Spencer Park and seek shelter due to the active shooter. A suspect is still at large. Situation still developing. That was, like I said, 4 hours ago, give or take. It's been updated since then, obviously. There's at least 10 people who have been hurt in this, if not killed in this. There's at least 4 in critical condition from that one, according to the other ones I don't know. Yeah, this was a couple hours ago right here, which was, it says numerous law enforcement agencies with SWAT have surrounded a mobile home where the shooter suspected of committing the atrocities today at Spencer Park is located after shooting up the place and 9 or 10 people, including children. So this time there is heavy emergency response as numerous law enforcement officials, along with SWAT teams, armed with long guns, are on the scene and have surrounded a mobile home in Shelby Township, Michigan, neighborhood where the active shooter is located. So the incident began around 5 p.m. when the gunman parked his car next to the Brookland Plaza splash pad near Spencer Park and then started opening fire. He reloaded and fired again, discharging at least 28 rounds. So it sounds to me like it was him actually using Michigan gun laws then and having to reload whatever he was shooting with, whether it be something under, 30 rounds now, or whether it be a handgun or whatever the fuck it is there. Says gunmen quickly left the scene. 9 to 10 people, including kids, were shot with foreign condition. An 8-year-old was shot in the face. So still developing at that point. So I'm guessing that kid's probably going to be dead by the end of the day, I'm guessing. Like, it'd be a miracle of God if that kid survived that, honestly. Fucking horrible, dude. And again, this is all Democrat-created shit, dude. I've talked about it so many times on the channel right now. You can go straight back to Biden's bitch ass in 1990, creating the Gun-Free School Zones Act. It's led to all these fucking shootings at this point, dude, in the last 34 years. And then you have latest update from this is about 15, 20 minutes ago. It says officials are confirming and reporting that the splash pad shooter who gunned down 10 people, including kids, has killed himself like a little bitch in a standoff. There's supposed to be a press conference in about 10 minutes here, give or take. So I don't know if that's actually going to come up or not. But yeah, as far as I know, it's he basically cowered it out like every other one did. So we'll also talk about, if somebody comes in here, we'll also talk about the potential future drafts here for World War III is what it'll be. Because obviously you have the NDA most recent update there, bringing back selective service and stuff like that. So, but before we get into that whole thing, I do want to mention this story right here, which is dumb cunt Cori Bush, the biggest piece of fucking garbage in the entire squad, claims she performed a number of miracles and cured illnesses as a religious faith healer. By the way, she didn't and was never that thing. She was literally a BLM terrorist sack of shit who embezzled a fuck ton of money for Act Blue before running for office on that cash that she embezzled herself, so it was there as well. Said comments were made in her new autobiography where Bush spoke about the power that was residing in her. Jesus fuck. Yeah, it's called a demon, bitch. That's what it is. It's called you're demonically possessed because you're a fucking crossroads demon, you dumb cunt. Says in one instance, Cori Bush claimed she cured a woman who was suffering from tumors. Fucking lying sack of shit on that one. Bush falsely claimed, quote, one woman whom we met had several visible tumors on her torso. She was due to have surgery but lacked health insurance and was living in a park. By the way, Cori Bush was also homeless at the time, I'm pretty sure on that one. Said one of the tumors was particularly painful to her. I laid hands on her and prayed and felt my hand was no longer touching a tumor. It shrank along with all the others in her body. Sure did, bitch. Fucking lying cunt. So another instance, Cori Bush falsely claimed that she healed an ailing toddler in St. Louis, Missouri, claiming, quote, the child had a bleed in her brain shortly after she was born and couldn't walk. Carried the child from the prayer room in the back of the church out into the sanctuary, quote, walk. I said gently to the 3-year-old girl, you will walk, and the girl took her first steps, then another and another. God, what a fucking lying sack of shit, dude. This woman is such a fucking piece of garbage in general, dude. Not to mention the fact that she's literally embezzled money in campaign funds to pay her now husband, who was her private security guy, is what it is there. And it's like, bro, at what point is enough? Seriously. It's absolutely fucking retarded is what it is, man. I'm so goddamn sick and tired of this shit, dude. And these fucking people. They're such a bunch of fucking scumbag ass bitches is what it is, dude. So, anyway. Oh. That's weird. Oh, no, I'm not tomorrow night. Yeah, I wonder if AK Nation News is going to talk about this on his stream right now. About what's going on there in Michigan and for that matter. I doubt it, but who knows? Maybe not. But yeah, Bush is a fucking ass clown for sure, though. So I know Duke, like I said, was supposed to be going live here. I'm not sure if he's live yet or not. Let me go check his thing here. See if people are on his fucking panel, maybe. So jumping on mine, probably. Knowing people probably would. Probably pull that shit. No, looks like he went live for about 3 minutes and then probably fell asleep, I'm guessing. So, yeah, apparently his audio was fucked, I guess. Okay, that's cool. So we'll continue to stay on this one. Like I said, man, I sent out about a dozen links today, so if anyone wants to jump in on the panel, please do. I'd appreciate it. Because I'd like to talk with you all about some stuff. I'd like to talk to you all about this thing, so if we can get to the, root cause of this shit or not. But, yeah. But anyway. So something interesting brought up, obviously on X here. Turn down my fan a little bit here real quick. Is that somebody said something about how they were wondering if the guy that did the splash pad shooting there was one of the usual suspects, which I think I know what they're talking about with that one. I don't think it is, honestly. And given the fact that we have both this and Maine happening in the pretty much same day, or at least like, you know, within like 24 hours of each other, what it is there, I believe technically this could easily be some ultra shit, honestly, dude. So. Well, hello, Tactical Muffin Top.
What up, homie?
We had 2 killing sprees today in Michigan and Maine, apparently.
I did not hear anything about that. Catch me up to speed.
Yeah, I just heard about it a little bit ago here. So apparently, I guess in Michigan, you had some nut go to a splash pad at some park and start shooting people from his vehicle, it sounds like. Reloaded at least once and shot again. Fired at least 28 rounds off. Hit 10 people, including kids. At least a couple are in critical condition right now, if not dead. So. And then the one in...
What the fuck?
Yeah, and then the one in Maine happened like it was either last night or sometime yesterday afternoon, someplace in there. It was a dude who had gone on a rampage and set off a bunch of propane charges and stuff like that at houses, started blowing up houses, basically is what it was, starting on fire, and started shooting the cops. They didn't say if there's anybody killed in that or not, but
Jesus Christ.
fucking insane. So I don't know if this is terrorism that's coming our way or if it's fucking...
Yeah.
Government activating their agents, what it is there.
Do they have ethnicities down yet or names?
They
or
don't. They're supposed to be doing, Michigan's supposed to be doing a press conference here in a couple minutes, is what it is.
Oh my God.
It was Rochester Hills where this happened at. And you also have Second Amendment trending right now. I'm guessing.
Well, I might wait for that. I'm going on a coyote hunt. I just got my thermal in today and I'm charging it right now.
Yeah, let's see what's saying about Rochester Hills. Yeah, 9+ people shot today. It was splash pad in Rochester Hills, Michigan. At least 4 critical condition, including some children. Yeah, of course, this woman goes full TDS. But of course, Supreme Court says bump stocks are okay. Yeah, something to do with bump stocks, you dumb bitch. It had 100% to do with your fucking anti-gun laws there from that piece of shit cunt Gretchen Whitmer.
Yeah, I'm not interested in bump stocks. I think they're fucking stupid. Jesus, I'm writing a fucking book.
Yeah, I like to respond to some of these fucking people because they're ass clown pieces of shit. Somebody else said Rochester Hills not Detroit. Stop saying it's Detroit for you. Let's see. We got this one here. It said gunman came out of vehicle, opened fire, reloaded, fired again. At least 28 shots were fired. Jumped in his car, left scene. 10 people victimized. And they say he went back to this trailer park there and was hiding there. So, yeah, who knows, man. So.
Oh, man, I'm thermaling a cat in my house right now.
Well, even like this idiot here is saying another mass shooting in America. Except that to be at least 4 dead to qualify as mass shooting people. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Well, I'm not surprised that some jackass has a fucking trans flag and is obviously a dude pretending to be a woman there. You know, they're ass from the fucking hole in the ground. So.
Well, that's not good. Did they say any updates as far as guns and things like that used?
Not yet.
Armor, optics. I think
No.
I think a way they could definitely go is optics, dude. And armor. which would suck. $10.
Square.
UV voltage flashlight. Just fitting. Remember, don't spread anger. Spread knowledge, because that's what's going to help. Not playing to the emotions.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do. I'm trying to literally educate people on that one. Because first of all, they're calling it mass shooting when it's not technically yet. Because they're going to have to be, 4 more dead at this point, not including shooter. But of course, they'll say mass shooting whenever the fuck they get a chance to now, because they kept changing their rules, but that's what it is. But no, it's like people trying to blame the guns, and it's like, no, it's not the guns that are to blame. It's 100% Democrats who have pushed anti-gun laws into place, whether it be Rich Whitmer there in Michigan, whether it be Biden for decades now with the Gun-Free Schools Act 1990, etc.
I can't believe Matt didn't talk about this in his chat. Jesus.
I don't think you heard about it until at all. So it literally just happened like within the last couple hours. So
some crazy shit.
But yeah, it's ridiculous what it is. And I don't know. Like I said, that very, very, very much reminds me of what we're seeing right now, and what we saw 5 years ago, basically with El Paso and Dayton happening within like less than a day of each other, and it was basically again an attack on the Second Amendment. What it is there, and that's what it always is. And you look at it specifically, like because I was telling people this morning about like the whole, possibility of selective service and like future drafts and stuff like that, and trying to explain like, yeah, this could lead directly to like a Civil War revolution event because people are not going to put up and watching their sons and daughters be sent to die in fucking bullshit ass, fake ass created wars overseas they have nothing to do with and want nothing to do with what it is there. So
problem with that, did you see the thing that they just passed? Was that Friday night or Saturday morning?
The mandatory draft for selective services.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking
about. Right after
we
just passed that 10-year assistant bill.
Yeah, I know. And that's what I'm saying. It's all lining up to be just like all kinds of fuckery, basically, is what it is. And the thing of it is, besides that, though, is that looking at this, it would make sense to go back this week, because I believe it was either the beginning of this week or in the last week, though, where it was Lucy Macbeth, who is a known like Mom's Man Action anti-gunner type, is what it is there. She pushed forward the Go Safe Act. That's nothing more than assault weapons being on a different name now is what it is, because they're trying to ban some automatic rifles and everything else like that. That's what it is. And that was introduced, I believe it was either this past Monday or it was like a week ago Friday then. So it's very coincidental that you then have like basically 2 massacres happening here in the last like less than a day essentially now. And especially one in Maine where the whole Go Safe Act thing came from with that idiot Angus King. So, and then he was also one of the douchebags who voted for the selective service bill the other day. One of the many Democrats people were talking about. It was like him, Gillibrand, and a bunch of other Senate Dems that pushed that shit through completely.
I think that literally just signed the dotted line for World War III, and we're
100% did. 100% did. And the thing is, when you already have like people on both sides of the aisle, left and right, being like, yeah, we're not going to go fight in your fucking war. Like, fuck you. Like, I think you're definitely going to see legit violence at home right now is what it's going to be. People are going to be like, no, we're not putting up with this shit.
Yeah, I can see basically making it so all jobs are obsolete with a Kofafi event, and then the only way you can support your family is being signed up basically in the service.
Yeah, maybe.
I
just know my nephew is getting to the age right now where he could be in that draft pool within the next year or so, and I'll be damned if I let him go overseas and die for fucking bullshit wars that shouldn't exist right now.
Yeah. So here's the deal. A question: if they're the only male in the family to carry the line, is that law still in effect with this stuff or no?
So I know in the initial, when it was like draft things, it was like that, or wherever you weren't supposed to be drafted that way.
Right.
But then you could actually like sign on a dotted line and be like, no, it doesn't matter, whatever the case be. Right. But the thing is, I know at some point there's been other wars too where it was essentially like forced conscription, which I believe that's what selective service is at this point. Because truthfully, like to me, if you're going to talk about it being selective service, it would be my choice if I want to go into the military or not. I shouldn't have to be mandatorily signed up for this bullshit.
Well, I think you'll be good. I think they were talking
No,
something
no,
like
I know
18
what I'm.
to
It's
26.
it's 18 to 20. It is 18 to 26. What I'm saying in general though is it's like I'm just saying, if I was that age range,
Right.
and I think it's bullshit because I know for a fact in 2003 when I turned 18, I did have to sign up for selective services. It was, which I shouldn't have had to because again, it's like no one should have to. It's a bunch of BS, and it's directly them trying to pull a draft full of people is what it is there, if they need to, and when they know for a fact they can't get their numbers up to par because they're pushing all the woke ideology in our military, it's like, first of all, even if I was in that draft pool myself, or had to be any of these kids coming up nowadays, it's like, why the hell would I want to go into a military service branch where half the people don't know what the fuck they're doing? The majority of them have no clue how to shoot at all. If you have to be like frontline infantry or anything else like that.
No, that's what they want. They don't want people that know how to shoot because they want to teach you their basics so that way they're all down. That's the problem. They don't want like a hunter or anybody who goes to the range. They want to teach their mass tactics that are quick to learn. Yeah.
Well,
which makes
half
sense.
The prep don't even work, honestly, though. And I remember, actually, it was a couple of years ago now. Dead Horse and I were talking about some stuff, and it was he was talking about his son who had joined, I forget which branch of the military it was at the time or whatever, but it was obviously the kid being there on the range and stuff like that with all the rest of the guys, and out of, I think it was like 20 or 40 guys in this squad of dudes that were all training, he was the only one able to hit target at all at any amount of distance. Like we're talking about like 5 yards plus at that point. Like nobody else did at that point.
Yeah, that'll happen. I mean,
so
look at all these soy boys that never shot a 22.
Well, it was to a point. It was
9.
to a point talking about the kid possibly becoming like a Marine sniper or something like that because of that reasoning, because he could actually get it done. So, but yeah, it's just, I don't know. I think I would definitely have it for bad times ahead right now. I believe what it is. And then I don't know if you believe in signs, but I kind of do when it comes to certain things. This was a thing that happened the other day. You had a carnival ride go upside down and then get stuck for like a half hour.
Wow.
With like 50 people on top of it with their heads pointed down to the ground. So, yeah. So that was pretty crazy.
Where is that at?
I'm not sure. I know it was I don't know if it was here in America or if it was like overseas in like London or something like that maybe. But either way, it's crazy stuff, and yeah, just ridiculous what it is. But yeah, going back to the whole Michigan thing there, so I'm actually gonna go try and look up. Actually, Michigan's just trending right now entirely, so let's go ahead and look up, see if there's a press conference from out right now.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem.
So let's see. Oh, huh. So that's really interesting because apparently, I guess tonight Trump was actually in Detroit, Michigan, campaigning. So
shutting it down.
Could this have been a possible attack on him that was used as like a distraction or whatever the case be? Maybe it's very possible on that one.
Great.
Nothing's coincidental anymore is what it is. Sadly, it's all a bunch of crazy shit, honestly. So. Yeah, it looks like most of the stuff trending is now Trump stuff there in Michigan. Yeah, Detroit church sings "Rightful President Trump Happy Birthday." Yeah, it was Trump's birthday today. That's interesting. So Trump currently speaking at 180 churches in Detroit, Michigan. Will speak at a Gen Z conference next week, or that night, or Thursday night is what it was supposed to be, or whatever there. So. Let's see what that was all top stuff. Let's see what the latest stuff is here.
All right, man. Duke's trying to do another chat. I'm going to go hop on there for like 5 minutes before I go on my hunt. I'm going to say hi.
All right.
Deuces.
Well, if anybody else is in there with him, tell him to jump over here.
All right.
Because that's not like 20 links.
You good. I'll let him know. Well, you hop over there too. I mean, damn.
I don't have a link to him, is what it is.
Oh, I'll check it out.
Yeah, he's going to send me links. So.
Deuces.
All right. Let's see what we got here now. This is all like the latest stuff going on there in Michigan right now. It's trending on X. Somebody said June isn't commitment month. What the fuck does this even mean? This person says shooting in Michigan. Yeah, it looks like people are just talking about the shooting itself. Sounds like for the latest things there. Yeah, Michigan shooting, splash pad, press conference. Okay, that was 29 seconds ago. That one was. Okay, so it's going on YouTube. There's a press conference going on here on YouTube, is what it is. Yeah, the guy talked. It's like some random dude's channel was talking about it, and he was talking about kids being critical or people being critical. So we don't know if it's kids or adults there, maybe both. So yeah, it's hard to say, man. Yeah, people are saying MK Ultra for this stuff. It wouldn't surprise me, honestly. Like I said, for me personally, it's I don't know. It feels very reminiscent of 5 years ago, dude, leading up to an election cycle there. So the fact that we have, like I said, is some fucking rando ass dude having some kind of a gun, getting out of the vehicle, opening fire, reloading said gun, opening fire again, and then going there. So yeah, and then of course you got fucking retard people. By the way, these should, if we're gonna do military drafts in this country, dude, send the idiots with the fucking Ukraine flags first. Literally trying to blame the NRA and other people like that for the shit. It's like, no, dumbass. It's fucking anti-gunners like Whitmer that put shit in place there. But anyway. Those tend to be the people I won't engage with for very long. It's just simply hit them back with a comment and then block them out completely then. Because I tried to engage with them before and there's no point in engaging with them, dude. Okay, you got this person here with all their clear agenda flags is what it is. Talking about, are you kidding me? What the fuck is wrong with this country? We just had a mass shooting in Michigan, claiming 2 innocent kids were killed. Not sure if that's true or not. So the Supreme Court decides to strike down ban on bump stocks and allow them to stay. No, what's ridiculous is jerk offs like you attacking the Second Amendment when it's obviously your lunatic leftist doing this shit. Constitutional anti-gun laws. So, anyway, although I'm not surprised from the person that called themselves Proud Socialist Liberal as their username. Yeah, of course, they got the trans flag and everything else like that, dude. Fucking clowns, dude. Goddamn people. A lot of these are in Spanish for some reason. So, anyway, let's update the feed again here. See if we can get any more news going on right now. Yeah, this is some random stuff going on. All right, yeah, I'm not seeing much of anything then, so. Yep, nope, nothing about Michigan right now on the thing. Let's go check the Rochester Hills link again here and see if anything pops up in the thing or not. Let's see the latest on that one right now. Let's see. Okay, so somebody said Rochester Hills is an upper class neighborhood. So I don't know about that, man. Yeah, okay. Yeah, of course, Dems are already calling for gun control. Yeah, already calling for gun control in a state that's already had gun control pushed like fucking crazy, to where you have to do universal background checks. They have red flag laws in place there now in Michigan because of Whitmer. You have safe storage laws. You have, what else did they pass last year or so? I think it was waiting periods even on guns now, like 3 days or something, maybe something like that. Yeah, give or take. So this is the problem too, right? Like, all your anti-gun laws don't work, people. They never do. That's the fucking fact of the matter. Anti-gun laws do not work. They never have. They never will. What works is armed citizenry. What works is getting clearly mentally ill people who mostly vote for Democrats off the fucking streets and it back in the institutions where they belong is what it is, dude. That's the fact of the matter. So, yeah, somebody here said, unfortunately, crazies are everywhere. The horror was in Rochester Hills. Never go anywhere where there might be a crowd anymore. Well, it's not even not going to the crowded areas and stuff like that. It's just be carrying, dude, is what it is. You know, that's why I advocate for that every single day is what it is, dude. Like, you should at minimum be carrying a handgun on you at all times is what it is in every single state you live in right now in this country. I don't care what it is at that point. You have to go through CCW, go through CCW, man. Let's get your CCW is what it is then. Carry everywhere you legally can is what it is, dude, because most of the time it's going to be the places, like I said, where you technically legally can't carry is going to be where the shit breaks out, unfortunately. And unless you have fucking like cops like standing right next to you and shit like that, when something like this breaks out, like no, it's going to be there, dude. So, okay, so here's the latest from somebody is what it was. It's about 4 minutes ahead. Planned mass shooting at Splash Pad, Rochester, Michigan. More details coming out. It looks like it was to be random, which kind of makes me wonder if it's not race related at this point. Then, if that be the case, since they're calling it random. There's 8 victims, no deaths reported yet, but children were hit as well. Shooter killed himself in a standoff with cops. All right, let's go ahead and just click on this link. Here's what it is. Let's go ahead and read this article then. Yeah, at least 8 wounded in shooting. See, gunman shot at least 8 people at a splash pad in Oakland County Saturday, killing himself hours later after a standoff with police. So shooting happened Saturday at Brooklyn's Plaza Splash Pad in Aurora Road in Rochester Hills around 5 p.m., said Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard, I think that's how I pronounce the guy's name, said that they were working to figure out how many people were actually shot, suggesting it could be 9 or 10 people even. He said at least one victim was 8 years old. It says victims have various types of injuries in multiple hospitals. Victims being treated at them. At least one victim was already released. So it must look like a graze or something like that kind of wound. So the shooter was cornered at a mobile home park in Shelby County for hours after the shooting before killing himself. He was just been identified, but the sheriff said he would not. The police would not actually say what it is there. So he then said the shooter appears to have fired 28 rounds and reloaded multiple times. So again, I think that was also another thing we were put into place was like the whole like magazine capacity restrictions and stuff like that, if I'm not mistaken. See, so police have recovered at least a handgun. The sheriff said Witnesses told police that the shooter pulled up in a vehicle, stepped out, started shooting. Added it appears to be a random incident. Never is, by the way. And of course, you got piece of shit cunt Gretchen Whitmer saying, I am heartbroken to learn about the shooting in Rochester Hills. We are monitoring the situation as updates continue to come in, and we are in touch with local officials. You are to blame for this, bitch. You are 100% to blame for this. You and your anti-gun bullshit, lady. Go fuck yourself. Seriously. You fucking cunt. Yeah, some people were calling her out, and they said, no, you're not fucking heartbroken about it, you sick cunt. And no, she's not. That's the whole point, dude. Yeah, somebody else, how this happened? You passed laws to stop this, Whitmer. Exactly, dude. Oh, and then, of course, you got this fucking retard in Whitmer's comment section talking about fucking retarded nonsense there, being all, gun violence in America continues to devastate communities. GOP's refusal to act on sensible gun laws isn't just negligence, it's betrayal of that trust. Time to prioritize safety over policy, save lives. Get fucked, you fucking assholes. Seriously. I was going to say, is Whitmer even in Michigan right now? Because somebody in the comment section is saying she should be home to comfort the families. Huh. Weird. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Then you got another idiot in the comment section saying, next time they can use a bump stock. Yeah, nobody's using a bump stock, you morons. Like, seriously, it's a fucking piece of plastic, for God's sakes. Yep. What's going on, Tactical?
Yo, Duke's just doing like a gaming live stream thing.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I like really no links out. Like he sent me a link. I think he just meant like to share like his chat was up or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, dude, what's the okay? I can't find anything on the propane deal you were talking about.
Oh, it was the. There we go, real quick. It was
all
in
I can
Maine.
see is the Michigan one.
Yeah, it was in Maine, in Auburn, Maine. Yeah, here's all the. Let's go to Google search. Here's what it is for this. Yeah, it was Maine police kill armed man after a night of gunfire, burned homes, and another person apparently being shot. This is a couple hours ago from AP. Another person dead. Says Auburn, Maine police. Tactical team fatally shot a man on a rooftop early Saturday after an hours-long standoff in which authorities said he opened fire on police officers. 2 homes were burned, and a person who fought with him apparently died. So police issued a shelter-in-place order, evacuated homes, and closed a section of the street in Auburn, triggering memories of the mass shooting in Lewiston less than 8 months ago. So when a gunman killed 18 people and 13 others there at that bowling alley that was a gun-free zone, by the way, said, quote, it's been a tense and tragic morning here in Auburn, said Timothy Kalji, the city deputy chief of police. So especially in light of the events that took place in the past October, So fire investigators later Saturday said human remains were found in a charred wreckage of a home and had yet to be identified. So police said some 43-year-old piece of shit had been released on bail days earlier on a probation violation. Sounds very familiar to Bianca Ellis here in Ohio that stabbed a kid to death a couple of days after she got released and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
they're
the guy
just fucking turning criminals right back out, and they're like, I can do whatever.
Yeah. Guy tried to break into a home just before 1 a.m. Saturday. Got into a fight with a man inside. Woman called 911. Dude fled through a window when she heard gunshots. Said Auburn police said they found the woman hiding down the street. About 10 minutes later, she identified the person who broke into her home as that person that was killed by the cops. Said officers said that they heard yelling inside the house and saw flames coming through the windows and engulfing the building. Deputy chief said that person that they killed had fired shots at officers several times and was heard yelling at them from inside the building. When SWAT teams arrived, said shortly after 1:30 a.m., another house on the street was reportedly on fire. The suspect had fled, briefly hiding in a neighboring garage, then fled to a flat rooftop of a home down the street, where he began yelling and screaming while brandishing firearms. So photos on the scene show several vehicles parked beside the house, also burned, including a yellow school bus. And it goes on from there. But yeah, so basically they killed his ass around like 2:30, 3 o'clock this morning, so it wasn't on that one. For the previous charges he was actually convicted of in 2011 was domestic violence and aggravated assault, as well as recent domestic violence arrests. So, however, he was released Wednesday after a court lowered his bail to $1,500 with conditions, including house arrest at the residence in Lewiston. So
he definitely, with domestic violence, couldn't have had a firearm, so that was stolen or purchased illegally.
Yep,
he already fucking bailed on his house arrest. So
multiple felonies already done before he did it, just like everything else. Same thing like with here in Ohio back when we had the Dayton massacre. That piece of shit Antifa asshole committed about 4 or 5 felonies, including drug use, before he committed the fucking atrocities that night.
Oh my God.
They'll always go for broke is what it is. So, and of course you got the people calling for gun control again, talking about kids should not have to endure gun violence in places where they want to have fun. Treating gun
Jesus
zones.
Oh, I'm just getting my finishing touches on my rifle here, and I'm getting ready to bail.
Right. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be on too much longer here. I'm just fucking over all this bullshit is what it is right now.
Any other news on the other one?
It looks like
I've seen they had like a suspect, but nobody in custody yet.
Yeah, a suspect is dead. It looks like 8 people were shot, according to the research update. Here's what it is. Yeah, there's a possibility of 9 or 10. They're not sure the exact number. They said at least 8 given at this point. And then you had Whitmer basically saying that, oh, we're so sorry this happened. So, yeah, it said possibly youngest victim was 8 years old right now. So,
Christ, man.
Yeah, and it said that the guy apparently had gotten out of the vehicle with what seems to be a handgun.
Yeah, it sounds like it was a Glock.
Dumped a mag, and then dropped that mag, reloaded, and fired again to the tune of like at least 28 rounds. What it was then. So,
Jesus.
Yeah.
Fucking Christ, man.
And again, shocker, happened in a park, gun-free zone in Michigan. So,
well, I'll tell you, gun-free zones are, to the ATF agent listening, a suggestion.
Yes. Yes, they are.
And
so,
some things may be willing to be changed. Fucking Christ, man.
All right, let's see.
All right, I'm going to bail so I can go get some sleep. I'm going to go try and knock down some coyotes for this pest control gig I got.
Yeah. Yeah, suspect dead, 8 injured, 8 wounded, 8 people shot, including 2 children. So recreational center is what it says here now. Yeah, Splash Pad Rec Center place. So, yeah, looks like it's 8 then, and 2 or more kids then.
Fuck
Yep,
yeah.
there's a gun on the table right there. There's some kind of Glock then. So
yeah, it was a Glock 3 mags.
Yep.
They said 28 rounds, some shit like that.
Yep. Yeah.
All right.
And of course, the usual suspects will keep calling for gun control all the time. So
yeah, the uneducated people that don't know anything
because they're retarded is what it is.
All right, man. Deuces. I'm gonna go slay some shit.
All right. I'll give it about another 5 minutes if anybody else wants to jump in here or not on the panel.
Nobody was over there in Duke's thing. So.
Okay. It might be that they just dropped out for the night. That's what the case.
Yeah. Deuces.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll be here for another 5 minutes, just bullshitting then. Let's see who's doing what. Let's see. A couple people online, a lot of people are offline. Okay, so most people something like Stu are offline right now, it seems like. So, yeah, I think it's probably just calling it a day at that point then. Yeah, I saw it the other day. You have Maine literally handing out drug kits to people to do drugs now. Same thing that's been going on in Pennsylvania for years now. You have the state government of Pennsylvania there in the Kensington Avenue area. I believe it's Philadelphia. They will fund a charity for millions of dollars a year there that literally creates drug kits for like needle kits and stuff like that's what it is to give people like clean needles and shit to shoot up their shit with is what it is they're doing. This, by the way, it's breaking not only state law but also federal law for doing them doing that kind of stuff. So I'd assume the same thing's going on there in Maine. Then it's both state and federal laws being broken there. But God forbid, guns are the problem, according to Democrat idiots that don't know a damn thing at all in this country. Again, it's so fucking ridiculous what it is, dude. Like, it's just pathetic and disgusting all at once. So, I do find it very interesting, though, that you had this happen, like, in a neighborhood that was, like, right close to where Trump was today there in Michigan, which I assume it's pretty close to me. I'm not saying, like, right on top of each other. I'm not sure exactly where. Actually, let's go ahead and do a map. Look up the map right now and see what the distance between the two places there. Detroit, Michigan to Rochester, Chester Hills. It's about a half-hour drive, it looks like. So, yeah, according to this, it's a Detroit's right here, and then it's about half hour up this place is what it is. So the guy would be like someplace in here somewhere, is my guess, would be where he was living at then. So, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what part of. I'm not sure if that's up. I don't think that's up peninsula. I think it'd be lower right. Still, I think, if I'm mistaken. I'm not sure. But yeah, so not too far outside of the city then. So basically like a suburb, it sounds like, a Detroit, maybe even. Like the richer neighborhoods of Detroit or something like that, maybe is what it is there. Or like just outside of them there is what it is. But yeah, that would honestly be like if somebody's like, oh, there was a shooting downtown Canton or whatever the case be, it's like, oh, you mean like 15 minutes from where I live right now? So I think it's maybe 20 actually at most for me to get from here to downtown. So yeah, like it's not that far at all, dude. So, and I'm kind of wondering now if this person that did this so-called random act of violence they're claiming there was actually some dude trying to go after a bunch of Trump people is what it is, and was too chicken shit to go down that way because he was Secret Service is going to exist there is what it is. So it's like, okay, let's fucking like plan B thing for that asshole. And it was just going to find like a crowd of people someplace and going just opening fire on the crowd is what it was then, dude. And unfortunately, happened to be a bunch of innocent families having a day of fun in the heat at a fucking splash pad in Michigan there. So, yeah, just fucking disgusting is what it is, dude. But yeah, it's just a bunch of shit entirely. And like, I'm fucking so sick of it, dude. So yeah, from what Tactical was saying, it might have been a Glock that was like 10-round mags in it, dude. For all the fuck we know. Because it might have just been him being like, 10 rounds, drop that mag, throw the second mag in, 10 more rounds, drop that mag, second or third mag in, 10 more, eight more rounds off that one then. Before people are like, starting to descend or whatever the case be, maybe even then. So who knows? But again, this is why you gotta be fucking situationally aware, people. This is why you always need to be armed at all times, because I guarantee you, if that guy had started firing off a couple of rounds and immediately you had somebody else engage, or even even you saw some parent there, right? That just like was looking around, saw like something wasn't right over in the parking lot there, saw this dude like getting out of his vehicle, like gun in hand or whatever the case be. They could have pulled their fucking gun in response and just been like boom, 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 boom as much as possible. And I guarantee that dude would either jump back in like a bitch or he may have engaged in a gunfight at that point. Who knows? But given the fact that his coward ass opted out later on, is what it was then, I guarantee it's more to the fact that he was probably just looking for unarmed victims, what it was there, and he happened to find them at a literal fucking water parky place, is what it is there. So, yeah, just sad, disgusting, pathetic, etc. And the fact you have retards calling for gun control, the one that's really happening in the gun-free zone, like just shows how uninformed these people really are, is what it is, dude. They really are complete morons, is what it is, bro. Seriously. And I'm just so fucking sick of all of it, man. Like, I seriously am. Like, at what point is enough, really, is what it is there. So. Jesus fucking Christ. Speaking of people catching criminal charges, by the way, since we're still here right now, you got this fucking idiot who calls himself a prankster, literally walking into a restaurant, looks like maybe a McDonald's or something like that, or a Wendy's or something, finding his way into the back there, which, by the way, this should be like a lockable door from the inside then, taking a bag of fucking ice and throwing it in a deep freeze, or throwing it in a deep fryer there is what it was. And it's like, bro, like, seriously, how is that not a felony for attempted murder at that point, dude? Because you're seriously, like, spraying, like, hot oil everywhere because you know what it's going to fucking do is what it is. Like, by the way, for those who don't know, if you put ice into a fucking hot deep fryer, dude, it's going to fucking boil the shit over is what it is there. And cause, like, serious fucking injuries to everybody in the vicinity is what it would be then. It's like, yeah, it's not a prank, dude. That's fucking assault and battery is what that is. It's attempted murder. It's everything else like that for that matter. So, anyway. But, yeah, it's just fucking ridiculous what it is, man. Yeah. All right, people are saying don't buy your watermelon from Walmart now. I never did, never do, never will. So it's probably that Bill Gates appeal sheet or something now, I guess. So yeah. Anyway. So we still got Michigan trending right now. Okay, let's see what the latest on that is. Yeah, everybody keeps calling this a mass shooting there in Michigan. Okay, according to this was ABC saying this. So the 8-year-old who was shot in the face at the splash pad is in critical condition. So yeah, they're probably not. I'd be surprised if they make it, honestly, dude. So let's see. What is this guy saying about Michigan now? Let's see. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. The thing is, I'm not even sure if some of these accounts on Twitter are actual like bots or if it's actual people behind them. It's hard to tell anymore, dude. But yeah, you have this douchebag blaming the mag. You have this douchebag, stupid leftist cunt blaming the MAGA movement. And then somebody else said, "This is the bluest county in Michigan." Sit this one out. Okay, so yeah, in the super blue Michigan part of Michigan there. So probably all Whitmer voters is my guess, honestly, on that one, dude. Probably every single one was party line. Fucking Democrat voters would be my guess, where it's just like the down ticket Dem sheet is what it is there, where they're just like, okay, just click here and then just go straight down this fucking line, basically. Fucking NPC idiots is what it is there. So, yeah. I mean, it's still terrible, obviously, that it happened. But again, like, this is exactly why you carry a gun, people. So, anyway. Yeah, somebody else said if you think a 30 or 45-minute drive is too far, we won't get along. Person said they would drive an hour to find a good restaurant. So, yeah, like I said, the fact this guy, hell, it could have been from downtown Detroit, how the fuck we know, dude. You know? So, and that's the thing, too. That's what bothers me the most, I think, about this whole thing right now, because, like, they have the guy's identity, right? They could easily say, oh, yeah, it's this person here, whatever the case be. But then it would actually mean, you know, possibly bringing forth a very real possibility of human racial motive, for that matter. Because who's to say that this dude wasn't a black guy going on a fucking killing spree and targeting white people, or even vice versa for that matter? It could have been a white guy targeting black people, all fucking known as what it is, dude. So, you know, I'm not sure, honestly, because they won't give us descriptions of the victim or of the actual victims that were hit on this one. They won't give us description of the guy who was the killer in this situation, or the shooter in the situation, I should say. So, or wannabe killer anyway. So yeah, it's very interesting to say the least. And like I said, I think it's very, very telling that you have the cops literally cucking for a dead criminal right now, it seems like. Like, what in the fuck, dude? Seriously. It's just absolutely insanity is what it is, dude. So, anyway. And they got these chick being like, Rochester Hills is not Detroit. It is part of the Metro Detroit area, but not directly downtown. Yeah, that's the thing, though. It's the outlying area, like the suburbs, is what it is there, lady. You know, it's like, trying to think now. I'm going for Ohio. Here's what it is then for like Columbus area and stuff. Because the problem with Columbus is that people would say it's Columbus or whatever the case be, but there's like so many suburbs outside of Columbus that make up like the greater Franklin County area. There is what it is. But the thing of it is, they're all within like anywhere from like a 10 to like a half hour drive, 10 minute to half hour drive of the fucking city is what it is there. And so you have, you know, people who could easily go, you know, from downtown to this place and do like a secondary killing, or even start in this other place. It's like a suburb there, whatever the case be, do a killing spree there, and then drive to like downtown Columbus and do another one or something like that. Is what it'd be, man. If they really wanted to, you know, it's not that hard, people. And so, yeah, to sit there and be like, oh, it's not, you know, directly like this thing, whatever the case be, but it's like, it's close enough, lady. Like, just fucking, it's semantics at that point. You know, like, I get you want to be, I think for her, it's basically that she was trying to do a whole thing and be kind of like, you know, leave Detroit out of it kind of thing is what it is there, which you want to make your city seem like it's possibly better than it actually is. But at the same time, it's like, it doesn't really matter because, again, it was adjacent. It was less than a fucking half hour drive is what it is, dude. I mean, technically it was a half hour drive according to the Google Maps thing. There is what it was. But yeah, it could have been like 20 minutes or something, depending on how fast you're driving this stuff, dude. So, like I said, really, like, truthfully, like, here's the thing. Where I live in Ohio right now, dude, like a half hour from me, I can get to a lot of different fucking like minor cities in this state right now, whether it be Canton, whether it be Alliance, etc. And so could anybody else for that matter. So if anybody else would want to go do harm and stuff like that, dude, like they could easily drive to a different fucking city in this state right now and do harm, most likely. The only ones that would be hours and hours away would be like the major cities, like your Cleveland, your Columbus, your Cincinnati, etc. There's what it is, because those would be like, 2.5, 3 hours away or more in some cases. So, but yeah, if you really wanted to do like some serious harm to the state as like an outsider to this not from this country and stuff like that, dude, like some sleeper cell or something like that, they could do a hell of a lot of damage in my state right now if they wanted to, dude. And the same thing with Michigan for that matter, because we're so population densityed in certain places and stuff like that. Like, yeah, you could easily have like a decent sized crowd that could be attacked at any given time. So again, like, why would you ever be unarmed in this situation, especially here in 2024, man? Like, you see the shit going on every single day. You see the violence going on in this country every single day, people. But yet you're not going to take the steps to arm yourself and to put yourself in a mindset of being situationally aware and looking around at your surroundings and stuff like that, making sure there's no danger to you or your family. It's crazy. It's fucking insane is what it is. Yeah, and that's another great one brought up by our buddy Krabby here. How many murders in this country go unsolved every single year? There's a fuck ton, dude. I can tell you that firsthand. I mean, I was watching a thing here recently where it was we talked about it before, when the seconds count, police are minutes to hours away in some cases, depending on where you're at and stuff. I mean, hell, it's like when I had my gun stolen a few years back now, which is still unfound in the past 3 years, by the way. But yeah, I called the sheriff's office there because they would have been the ones handling this area because I'm outside of the cities is what it is then. And so it's basically township. So I have to call the actual sheriff's office to for the township. Here's what it is then. It took a sheriff's deputy, I should have actually had like a timer on me, like going for like a watch or something, dude. Because I know for a fact it took that cop at least a half hour to get out here is what it was then. And there could have been like a dude or multiple people there still in this fucking area willing to do me and my mom harm at the time then, dude. So yeah, it was fucking insane, dude. So of course I remained armed that entire time. And I even told the cop because I was up and carrying at that time then outside the house. And I told him straight up when he walked up on me, I was like, just to let you know, officer, I am armed right now. He's like, okay, thanks for telling me. So, but yeah, it was a whole thing there. But that's what I'm saying though, dude. It's like, and again, that would be the times you do inform a police officer, obviously, just because you don't want them shooting your ass, as like a homeowner or something like that would be, man. So anyway, but yeah, it's just fucking nuts is what it is, dude. And it's fucking sad is what it is, man. So anyway, let's see what we got here now. Okay, so it seems like this is still like in the complete infancy time right now where people don't know exactly what the number is completely. So I give it a day or two and we'll probably find out way more details into what it is. So you have been misinformed, sir. So actually, there is a place in the Columbus area that used to be. It was a bread maker, not bread maker. It was a what do you call it now? A bakery for that made bread for Kroger in the area. So, and if you drove by there, you could just smell the bread being made, and it depending on what they were making at the time, it kind of smelled disgusting, or it could smell like really, really sweet is what it was. But over time, like people were all like, yeah, it just smells nasty because they lived through it so many times what it was then. So, but anyway, going back to the most recent updates here on the splash pad thing from different news organizations there. Got Detroit News saying Rochester Hill splash pad shooter found dead. Oakland Sheriff says that was 50 minutes ago. Got 50 Let's go to New York Post. As many as 10, including 8-year-old boy, shot at Michigan water park. Then we got Detroit Free Press 39 minutes ago saying Rochester Hills splash pad shooting, 8 injured, suspect dead. Then we got a bunch of hours ago after that then for the other ones. So let's go ahead and read the New York Post article. Here's what it is then. Let's see. Yeah, they're still calling it a random attack then. So it does kind of make me wonder though, right? Like, was this really random or was it legit like targeted hits again, just like that supermarket attack was there in Cleveland area a couple days ago? Or like actually almost 2 weeks ago now is what it is. But anyway, yeah, it said gunman shot as many as 10 people, including an 8-year-old boy. Revealed at a splash pad in Michigan on Saturday evening. Before taking his own life in a standoff with cops, suspect was contained in a nearby home shortly after gunfire erupted at Brooklyn's Plaza Splash Pad in Rochester Hills, about 28 miles from downtown Detroit, around 5 p.m. So yeah, it could have literally been somebody from Detroit, literally being like, you know, they had like a bad day, bad year, whatever it was there, and wanted to do harm to people is what it was, and they're just like, well, fuck this, I'm not gonna do it in my own backyard. Like, let me drive, a half hour to go do their fucking bullshit is what it was then. Or it could have been something like this right here that happened to this woman. It was a legal alien from El Salvador charged in rape, killing of mother of 5 on hiking trail. And it's like, yeah, dude, it's all bad shit at the end of the day. So, open borders are fucking terrible in this country, dude. So, and again, who's to say in a day or two we're not going to learn that this guy who committed this one in Michigan there wasn't like the main one, where it was some dude that was let back out of prison or something like that. That was a hardcore violent criminal, and it was all by design and stuff like that, dude. Because that would make a whole hell of a lot of sense right now. Is what it is then. So anyway, but yeah, so this was saying it said. Appears the individual pulled up, exited the vehicle, approached the splash pad, up and fire, reloaded, up and fire again, reloaded, and left. Okay, so it sounds to me like that was probably. I'm thinking, honestly, if that be the case, then it's because they shot, dropped the mag, reloaded, shot again. Obviously, that was 2 full mags at that point, and then reloaded a second time for like that third mag is what it was then. So, yeah, I'd be willing to bet that was probably like one of the Glocks with like a 15-round magnet then maybe even. So it could have been he actually fired like 30 times, and it's just they haven't found 2 of the actual shell casings yet because they went like flying into like a sewer grate or something like that maybe happened there. So, but anyway, that was the Oakland County Sheriff there said. So at least 9, possibly 10 victims sustained gunshot wounds, officials said, though it's unclear whether anyone was actually killed in this situation. Like I said, as far as where we're right now, it's full 4 people are critical. So it could be that they're critical but stable, which is a weird terminology to use anyway. But yeah, it's basically, I think for that one, it's basically, yeah, they're critical, but they're like, their vitals essentially have stabilized or whatever then. So it might be something like that even for that matter now. But yeah, my guess is it's going to be. I would not be surprised if 1 or more people died then from this whole thing that were in critical condition right now. So potentially it could be up to 4 deaths and actually could be declared a mass shooting at that point because it would be, the original definition of a mass shooting was 4 more dead, not including shooter and stuff like that. So depending if all 4 of them actually, don't make it, it could be technically classified as that then. That being said, hopefully all of them survive, because then it wouldn't be able to be classified as that thing. It would just be, again, like I said in the fucking headline for tonight's episode, it was a fucking shooting spree is what it was, dude. It was somebody going out there looking for victims, finding them, and just opening fire on them is what it was then, dude. And you know what stops a fucking bad motherfucker with a gun? Is a good motherfucker with a gun. It's like, surprise, motherfucker. Bang, bang, bitch. So, okay, I see what you're saying there. Yeah, that was a movie that was fictionally set in a future Columbus, Ohio. And no, I actually have not watched that movie. Probably should one of these days. So, anyway. But let's see, where are we at with this whole thing then? Alright, so I'm not sure if anybody's dead on that one then. This is apparently the area that this was in. So yeah, it was like legitimately like a rec center, like plaza place for them to like hang out and have like fun, basically. It's the exact place where people should be able to go have fun, dude. Like, Jesus Christ, you know? Anyways, one of the victims, 8-year-old, said so one of the victims was an 8-year-old, said the county sheriff they're refusing to comment on the age of the other victims. So the officials did not describe the suspect, who they said fired as many as 28 rounds on who police said were strangers. So, again, doesn't matter, dude. The fact that you're not willing to, like, describe the suspect, whether it be by race or feature or something like that, dude, really, really does shine that this may have been another black on white hate attack is what it is, dude. Especially when this would be like, you know, potentially like the whole, you know, go back to the White Fortress thing we talked about a couple episodes ago. This could have easily been something like that in Michigan, where you have this Rochester Hills place being this like liberal, like very white, affluent area, maybe even for that matter. So, you know, if that be the case, it may have been similar to what we have down in Columbus there, which is Upper Arlington, which is what Allison Russo's Anti-Gun Ash represents, and it's actually the richest, whitest neighborhood in this entire state. But it's also a bunch of leftist voters is what it is then. So, anyway. It said, quote, it appeared very random, no connectivity to the victims, said the county sheriff there, said officials. Also recovered a handgun with 3 empty magazines at the attack scene, according to the sheriff. Huh. So that makes no sense to me, right? So they're saying the guy fired, you know, dropped a mag, reloaded, fired again, dropped another mag, reloaded mag, left. So did he leave an entire loaded mag with a Glock? Like, that just seems weird, dude. I feel like there's conflicting shit going on there, but then again, it could also be that people not, you know, it just being so raw and like fresh and stuff like that. It might not have been them actually getting like the official story completely as it is there, of like exactly how, you know, time of events went down kind of thing is what it is there, whatever the case be. So anyway, it says Rochester City Mayor Brandon Barrett said that the suspect died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound during a standoff, but would not comment on a possible motive, probably because it actually is race-related, is my guess, honestly, on that one, dude. Since victim conditions are unknown at this time, said I received calls from White House, Governor Whitmer, most of our congressional delegation and mayors across the country. Barrett said in a statement, said horrible scene has been repeated too many times across the country. Unfortunately, touching our city today, says Brooklands is a proud neighborhood, and our city is equally tight-knit and strong. We will be okay. I would ask for the residents to continue praying for victims and their families and for our community. So I'm actually going to do something right now that I couldn't have done a couple of days ago before I knew about this thing, which is that we were going to go check out that one thing that I found the other day where the demographics of different areas of states and stuff like that in the census and shit. So I can find that now. Need to look at my history real quick on this one, because it would have been sometime in the past week here. Demo graphic. Yeah, this would have been the worldpopulationreview.com that I'm looking at for this thing. So we got Michigan right here. Okay, let's break this down by the cities in Michigan. Detroit is number one for the biggest city, by the way, in Michigan. Okay, so this would have been in Rochester Hills, which is 16th in the state of Michigan for population density. They have roughly, give or take, 75,753 people as of the last census here. So let's go ahead and check the demographical makeup here. Okay, yep, that's what I thought. 76.67% white, 13.71% Asian, almost 5% mixed race, two more races, 3.48% Black or African American, 1.07% other race, 0.15% Native American, and 0 Hawaiian/Pacific Islander people live there. So, see, average household income in Rochester Hills is $143,000 and some change. So, yeah, basically very middle class, very white neighborhood, it seems like there. So, yeah, I could easily see this being somebody from Detroit doing this shit, dude, honestly. Yeah, it supposedly had 58,300 white folks in it, a little over 10,000 Asian, just under 4,000 people that are mixed race, just over 2,500 Black/African American folks there. People that are other races, 814, and the Native American, 116. So, yeah, very interesting. Let's see. So it seems like it's a little bit of an older demographic as well. You got females being a little bit more than males in that area. So, yeah, looks like a bunch of bachelor's degrees there and graduate degrees, etc. So a lot of college age people, or a lot of college degreed people, I should say. So, like I said, the fact that people are calling it a very liberal area is not surprising at all. So, most likely, a lot of people that would be the anti-gunner vote, unfortunately, in this situation. Which, look what happened there then. You vote for dumbass, retarded laws in your area, and then you wonder why you have a fucking massacre happen there, is what it is, people. So, like I said, just sad. Just very, very sad the other day. So, anyway. But, yeah, very disgusting here, all dude. And like I said, though, the fact you have people refusing to admit the truth on this situation, which is, that your gun control bullshit that was in place right now is 100% what led to this stuff, dude, is what it is. Yeah. Yeah, you got this person being like, Rochester Hills, Michigan, stuff happens every day now. Yeah, in gun-free zones. But anyway. What? Oh my god, dude. Oh, Jesus Christ. This one woman in the comment section here, man. She just went full misandrist. Saying, shooter was a man. It's always a man. What difference does it make which race or background they were? It makes a lot of difference, you dumb bitch. Just another man. It's men with guns. The fuck? So, anyway. But yeah, it's just a bunch of dumbasses, dude. Yeah, that person that had their fucking trans pride flag there was talking about said, will anything change or happen unless you count the people saying shall not be infringed for a week straight? No, a lot should happen, actually. You should be banning gun-free zones in this country, you dumb bitch. That's the entire point. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, some people were just talking about the stuff for a few hours ago. What was there? Yeah, looks like the latest here was a 8-shot and then suicide by a piece of shit who did the massacre. Who it was then? So yeah, latest update: people shot, including 2 children, injured in shooting. Suspect dead by suicide. Yep. Yeah, somebody else here is saying it's a false flag. And then going into a whole thing about who might be behind it. I don't know. That sounds a little bit conspiratorial with that person, what they're saying there, but I don't know. I mean, I do find it very suspicious, though. Like I said, that this whole thing happened like days after they did the Go Safe Act introduction and stuff like that. So, which is the it'd be gas operated, semi-automatic. I think it's I'm trying to think now. Let's see if we, yeah, it would be gas operated, semi-automatic, firearm something. But like I said, it's nothing more than an assaultman's ban with a different name is what it really is, honestly. Because that's the end game for Democrats and rhinos and other tyrannical sacks of shit in this country. They want to ban everything, eventually, is what it is, dude. They want to disarm Americans while they are keeping our border wide the fuck open for anybody and everybody to come in here and be a bunch of terror cells. And it's like, fuck all that shit, dude. And again, how the hell do we know this isn't terrorism for that matter, dude? I mean, hell, for all the fuck we know, this could have been a fucking Islamic terrorist doing this shit, dude. At the end of the fucking day. Because that's the thing, right? Michigan does have a big ass fucking like Islamic terror cell in it right now, dude. It's all the Dearborn area where fucking piece of shit Tlaib holds congressional office from. So it could have very easily been that kind of thing, dude. But yeah, I also think it's very suspicious, like I said, the fact this happened like right near where Trump was holding rallies and stuff today, man. So it's just like, was this really a random act of violence, or was it like an attack on, potentially people who may have been Trump supporters in that area for that matter, even? Could have been that even for that matter. I don't know. I feel like there's definitely a lot of details that the cops are holding back that they know for a fact would definitely be like, oh yeah, this was, could have been racially motivated, could have been fucking, politically motivated for that matter, could have been a bunch of different motivations for it, honestly. But again, we don't know these things because when you have piece of shit people in power holding a bunch of details that are much needed at this point, honestly, from the general public, it's not right, dude, is what it is. not because I'm still alive and shit. Like that makes sense, not whole details and stuff like that. Like even alive and on the loose for that matter. But the fact the motherfucker's been dead for like hours at this point, not himself is what it is there. Like you could just as easily say, "Hey, this is who it was that did this shit. Pretty sure this is this is the motivation behind it, kind of thing, whatever the key. We'll keep you informed." Like that should be the same they're giving right now, is what it is, dude. Or very similar to that, if that'd be the case then. So, like I said, I give it a day or two, and we'll probably find out the real truth of who was actually behind it then. Because that's the thing, you can't keep lids on this shit for too long, dude. Is what it is. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if it was 8-9 hours from now at like 8 or 9 a.m. My time that we actually knew like a bunch of details on this motherfucker. So it depends if Hana does a chat tomorrow night. We might be able to talk about on that one. If he doesn't, I don't know if I'll do a takeover, if it'll be tactical, or somebody do a takeover maybe. And I'm sure we'll have enough details at that point to at least do, a timeline of events kind of thing, more or less. Pretty close to it anyway. So who knows if we'll actually have the description of the guy at that point or not. But yeah, to me, it's ridiculous to have that woman sitting there who's like, obviously, I'm a Sanders in the comments being like, oh, it was always men and stuff like that. Well, I mean, technically, Nashville was a woman. And then you also had that other woman who went to it was Google's headquarters years ago, who tried to do like a jihad on the fucking YouTube people, is what it was there in California. And I think she was the one that died in that situation then or something. So, but yeah, I would say it's more like people doing this shit in comfort zones than it is, dude, honestly. Which it seems like that's exactly what this place was. So it's just sad either way, dude. Okay, so here's somebody did an update right here a couple minutes ago. It said, tragic incident occurred at Splash Pad where a 42-year-old man known to have mental health issues opened fire, injuring people, including children. So there you go, man. Again, mental health care is a necessary evil in this country right now, dude. This dude probably shouldn't have had a gun, though, I'm guessing. Hell, he might have been a pretty person, even for that matter, for being psychotically insane and being possibly previously, taken out there. And you know what this says to me, honestly? It shows yet again that the bullshit red law that Gretchen Whitmer put into place there in Michigan over a year ago now did fuck all to stop this from happening, dude. And that's exactly why her ass and every Democrat who passed that piece of shit through needs to be held as accessories to what happened today in Rochester Hills is what it is. And the fucking story. But they never will be. That's the problem. They need to be, but they never will be. Until we literally hold people's feet to the fire is what it is now. So, anyway. Yeah. Just a sad, sad situation, man. All the way around. Yeah. So. Yeah, this guy here said Rochester Hills, Michigan is a heavily Democrat area in a state that currently leans Democrat. So what should the Republicans who are not in power there do when Democrats there are already not doing anything? Exactly, dude. Fucking great response on that one. Yeah, it's like, what are you gonna do when you don't have any power to do anything, dude? Like, it's y'all that are fucking behind the shit, dude. So. Let's see here. Oh, Jesus. This one apparently popped off about a half hour ago for an update to this, which was victims identified, 3 of them from the same family. So, yeah, sounds like it would be probably mom, dad, kid, or even like mom and the kids, or dad and the kids for that matter. Terrible, terrible. Okay, so let's see what we have right now on this one. Yeah, 42-year-old suspect found dead himself with a gunshot wound, had no previous criminal history, but is suspected of having faced mental health challenges. Not sure what that even means then. Let's see. Lived with his mother in Shelby County. AR-style rifle was found, so could have been a carbine of some kind. They're calling it an AR-style rifle. So victims include 3 from the same family: an 8-year-old boy shot in the head in critical condition, a 4-year-old shot in the thigh in stable condition, and okay, there you go. So it was 2 kids, and then a 39-year-old mother shot in the abdomen in critical condition. So the other victims include 39-year-old woman shot in the back and arms, who was in stable condition. 30-year-old man shot in the right leg in stable condition. 78-year-old man, probably grandpa or great grandpa for somebody there, as it was. Shot in the abdomen, stable condition. 37-year-old woman shot in the hand, stable condition. She was probably the one that was already released, is my guess, honestly. And then 40-year-old man shot in the right knee in stable condition. That was according to Detroit Fox 2 there. So, very interesting. Very interesting. Let's see. Huh. Yeah, somebody says translation for the mental health thing was a loser, blame everybody else for his BS. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with what this chick said here. Said, appears to have shot discriminately at first glance. However, it may appear he targeted the family itself then. I mean, maybe. I mean, it again, it could just be coincidence on that one, dude, because it was probably, like, again, it was probably just a crowd of people, is my guess. I mean, it could have been an ongoing beef between him and that family, though. Who the fuck knows? You know? Who knows? But and that's the sad part, right? Because we've seen that before, honestly, in this history, in the country's history, in the last even 6 months or so, where it was people had like an ongoing feud or something like that with somebody, and then it turned into like a fear of that neighbor situation, or whatever the case be, or like one of those. There used to be a show on Investigation Discovery. It was called. I'm trying to think what it's called now. Man, my mind is blanking on that name of that now. It only lasted for a couple seasons because then they ended up canceling it, which I thought was bullshit because I really liked that series that it was. And it was essentially like a timeline of like, that's what it was, Fatal Encounters. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, it was called Fatal Encounters, and it was basically like they did like a timeline breakdown of like a person's like last day or two on Earth, is what it was in most cases, and like how they would have like like some kind of act of violence with like some stranger or whatever the case be that they had met, and had that person like wanted to do harm to them for some reason or another. Like one of them was it was a woman kid who was trying to sell baby clothes, or sorry, trying to buy baby clothes from somebody, is what it was. And this woman claimed to have some stuff for sale. And instead of her in a public place or whatever the case be, this woman's like, oh no, just come to my house or whatever the case be. And this woman shows up, and it turns out what the deal was that she was actually a dick who wanted to steal a baby because she was lying to her boyfriend or something at the time, claiming she was pregnant when she never was. And yeah, she literally killed this woman and cut the fucking child out of her, is what it was then, to take as her own then. And eventually she ended up getting caught, getting charged with a murder of the mother. And I think she almost killed the kid too in that situation, because it was she didn't clamp the umbilical cord off correctly and stuff like that. And you had like blood bleeding from the umbilical cord and stuff like that. And the baby came like real close to dying, is what it was then. So yeah, it was a terrible situation all the way around. But yeah, you had stuff like that. And then you had other things where it was like some dude having some beef with somebody for like years, over the case be, over stuff, and then eventually it was one thing led to another thing, and then eventually it was that person finally committing their fatal encounter against that individual, is what it wasn't, or something. So but yeah, and then it could also be like a fear on neighbor kind of thing, is what it is there, where it was like who's to say these people don't all live in that same trailer park for that matter even, And it was like some trailer park beef or something like that going on there. Who knows, man? Could be anything at that point. Or again, it could have actually been legit random at that point. It just happened to be coincidental that you had these mother and her 2 kids there, all potentially catching, shots is what it was then from that dude's gun. Which, again, like I said, depending on, because obviously I'm assuming, given the fact that you're in like a splash pad area, he probably just opened fire indiscriminately on the fucking crowd, is my guess is what it was there. And it just happened to be like, like a bang, bang, bang situation. It's just like zoop, zoop, zoop. And they just happened to hit like mom and her kids, and that's what it was then. So, who knows, man? Who knows? Only time will tell. Unfortunately, it becomes a terrible situation like that all the time is what it is, dude. Yeah, this person was saying mental health issues don't excuse violent behavior. Important to address these problems before they escalate. So, yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like, I want to point something out in this whole situation, though, is like the fact that, again, you have Michigan being a gun-free zone, basically. You have Whitmer and company signing in red flag laws, but yet nothing stopped this from happening. So what the fuck, man? Like, it just shows it's all bullshit, dude, at the end of the day. So. Trash. So. Anyway, but yeah, like I said, we'll wait and we'll see a little bit and go from there. So. People are talking about doing a mass block of that Harry Simpson now. So that's the Democrat douchebag is what it is there. So it's all paid for by Biden and company. It's like, yep. Sounds about right. So anyway. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I said, only time will tell. I'm sure we'll know more in the next couple of days to a week or so with this whole thing. If this is actually a targeted hit on this family, and it just happened to be others getting in, like being in that area at the same time, whatever the case be, or if it was actually legitimately a random act of violence, like they're claiming it is right now. Which, like I said, I don't think anything is random at this point. I don't think anything is coincidental at this point. It's all very much, connected somehow. And unfortunately, it seems like people don't understand that or don't want to believe that's what it is. So, but yeah, it's just a bunch of shit entirely, dude. And it's very bothersome for sure. And especially when you have people that, again, they will sit there and go immediately to, and this is why we need to ban the guns that are already banned in this fucking state, etc. It's like, yeah, because fuck all about anything. And you want to run on pure emotion, people. So go fuck yourself with what it is, seriously. You're not going to ban shit. You're not going to do shit. You're not going to take our rights away from us, you fucking ass clowns. And we'll see your asses in the court, lawfare style fuckers, if you try. Enough is enough of this bullshit. So, anyway. I'm pretty much done for the night at this point. I got some stuff I gotta do before I go to bed, and I'm getting really tired, so I will I'll see you guys sometime tomorrow. Either if Honda finally does a chat, I'm not sure. If he doesn't, somebody I'm sure will do a takeover. I might do a takeover, or maybe a tactical will do a takeover. I'm not sure yet, but there'll be a chat someplace there that will happen, and we'll go from there. Is basically what it is, and I'll try to have the latest on is what it'll be then. So anyway. It's been fun. It's been real. Shit's getting crazy. Always be carrying people, seriously. Because you never fucking know what's going to happen in a given time. And you got to be armed to respond to it, man. Because if you're not, you're just going to be a victim like everybody else. And we've had way too many victims in this country. You've had way too many people be victimized and wish they weren't victims. So, yeah. Now is the time to do what needs to be done, is what it is. If you can get it done, be armed, be vigilant. Always do what needs to be done, man. And protect yourself and your loved ones from harm. It's up to you to be your own first responder. It's up to you to be your family's first responder. Take that in stride, man. Do what you need to do to get things done. And protect your family from harm and danger. Because when you literally need the cops there, they never will be. When seconds count, police are anywhere from minutes to hours away at that point, dude. Never be the victim. Always be the armed response. And it's really as simple as that. Later, y'all. Peace out.